There we go.
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
I'm afraid I can't really, help you with that.
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
I'm afraid...
Do you know Carlotta?
No, I guess I don't.
What's that supposed to mean?
Forget it.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I don't know them.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two-Conkers?
I don't...
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
I don't know.
What?
I don't...
Oops.
Heard of the counterweight killings?
I heard someone in Unseen University got killed by a spy, but I don't really, know anything about it, you know?
Do you know a troll called Sapphire?
I've seen her around, but I don't really know her.
Seen her here?
Oh, yeah. She's sometimes here. She never looks very happy, though.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
That means nothing.
Do you know a troll called Sapphire?
I've seen her around.
Seen her?
Oh, she never...
Do a lot of meetings go on here?
Well, this is a popular, if exclusive, meeting place, sure, yeah.
Is it discreet?
Oh, yeah, very, very.
Is your bad luck common knowledge?
Well, pretty much everyone knows I've got a losing streak.
Anyone else famous for their losing streak?
Well, the Sapphire. She's not very lucky. Other than that, no one springs to mind.
What? Maybe I'll see you later. I really didn't want to play. A roulette table sat in one corner of the casino, but it didn't keep my attention. The noble game of craps. Played with 3 8-sided dice, it had been played on the cobbles of Ankh-Morpork for decades. I guess that's where the name came from.
Right. Temple the small gods. Let's go away.
The Temple of Small Gods was Ankh-Morpork's unique concession to all the thousands, perhaps millions, of small gods that the Discworld was home to. Most of the gods were so small they never got worshipped. The spirits of lonely trees, or the places where 2 ant trails crossed, and they stayed that way because they lacked belief. Give a god belief, 1 follower or 10 or 10,000, and it grows up from the void into whatever fanciful deity its followers devise. Everyone knows that people need gods to blame for everything that is wrong, or praise for everything that is right. But they forget that every god needs people, too. Inside the temple, a bazaar of fanatics, lunatics, and cultists of all descriptions were trying to sell their faith to prospective followers. 2 salvations for the price of 1. Extra indulgences if you get a friend to join. That sort of thing. The lost and the lonely came here seeking direction. I found it hard to picture Carlotta amongst their number. Malaclypse drew attention to himself by virtue of the lack of crowds around him. Even the followers of Flatulus had a small crowd, but for some reason no one wanted to talk to him. It looked as if he had a metal fish hung around his neck. Who do you worship, then?
Why do you want to know? Who sent you? What do you want?
My name's Luton. I'm a private investigator.
You've been sent by the elucidating brethren of the Ebon Knight to silence me, haven't you? Their plots are so transparent. It won't work. I have protection.
There isn't an elucidated brethren of the Ebon Knight anymore. They were forcibly disbanded.
Disbanded?
By a dragon, as it happens.
Ah, that's what they want you to think. That was all faked, so that they could eliminate all their traitors and go underground. Even as we speak, they are plotting to control the patrician by putting mind-altering drugs in the palace's water supply.
Then it's true. I'd heard that you were the only other person who really knew what was going on.
What do you want?
I just want to learn from you. Only you can teach me what is really going on in Ankh-Morpork.
You don't fool me.
I don't?
You just want to steal all my knowledge and then use it to further your plans of glory.
Ah, but I know that you know that, and you know that I know that. Which means we're at a stalemate. And since you know more than me, you have the advantage in a stalemate, which means that ultimately you'll beat me.
Yes! Yes! I see. You plan to try and use me, don't you? Well, many have tried to use Malaclypse, and I have beaten them all.
No, I can't hide anything from you, can I?
Very well, I will let you, for as long as it serves my purposes to do so. What did you wish to know?
Which deity do you serve?
That's a big question. Which deity do you serve?
I don't serve any deity.
Then I don't serve any deity either.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Right. You first.
I serve...
You didn't finish.
I am forbidden by an oath of loyalty never to speak aloud the name of the person of the heart.
The ancient mystic order of... Yes, I know all about you. I know every conspiracy turnwise of the Wormberg, and all but one conspiracy hubwards of the Great Neff.
Your turn.
I am the proud servitor of Errata, the goddess of misunderstandings, the mistress of mayhem, the countess of confusion, and the duchess of discord.
You know, sometimes I think I'm her servitor, too.
You get a free gold-plated apple if you join this week.
Tell me about the goddess Errata.
There is no goddess greater than Errata. Have you not looked at the world and seen all the confusion and misunderstanding? Well, who do you think put it there? It didn't happen by chance. Nothing ever happens by chance.
So, every misunderstanding that has ever happened, Errata was behind them all.
Yes. She has started wars, and she has ended wars. Millions have died for the glory of Errata.
And presumably most of them believe they were dying for something else.
Oh, yes. The goddess is shrewd in her ways.
She must be very powerful.
There is no goddess more powerful than Errata.
Then why doesn't she just make everyone into her follower?
Let me tell you something, Luton. Everyone is a follower of Errata. They just don't know it.
How come you know that you're a follower of Errata?
I only think I'm a follower of Errata. I might be a follower of someone else, and I wouldn't even know it.
Errata thinks of everything, doesn't she? You said you knew all but one conspiracy, Hubwards of the Great Neff. What's the one conspiracy you don't know?
If I knew that, I would know all the conspiracies, wouldn't I?
You don't know anything about that one conspiracy?
Nothing.
Then how do you know that there is another conspiracy?
Because when I put all the other conspiracies together, I can see the pieces missing.
In other words, you can tell there's a conspiracy because you can't see it.
Everything casts a shadow, Luton. At least of some kind.
What if the missing pieces are a ruse by one of the conspiracies you do know about to try and distract you from paying attention to what they're doing?
No, that's too far-fetched.
So is there a formal Church of Errata?
I am the formal Church of Errata. I hold her sacred emblem,
And what would that be?
the scarlet totem that I wear around my neck.
And how do you go about joining the church?
I told you, everyone is part of the Church of Errata. They just don't know it.
What do you know about Mundy's murder?
Mundy, you say? Yes! He was killed by the forces of the 8th Conspiracy of Cleft in order to prevent him from delivering his message.
Are we talking about the same Mundy? Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Azil? Yes! He was an Askari in the Great Neff a couple of centuries ago, involved in the Great Light Dam Conspiracy, which culminated in the theft of 12 barrels of light from the sacred distilleries of E, the Lost City.
Do you know a woman by the name of Carlotta von Uberwald? Have you seen her around the temple?
Oh, yes. I know her. She's part of one of the darkest conspiracies. And they're plotting to take over the world by stealing the lost treasures of Errata and turning them towards a dark purpose. Don't trust her, Luton. Trust no one.
You know about Mundy's murder?
Of course.
Was she here when he was killed?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Do you know Malachite?
They're planning to have him killed.
They? Who are they?
Nobody knows who they are. Only they know who they are. Maybe. I think they're the same ones who are putting poison in the beer.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa and a man named Two-Conkers?
No.
No? I thought you knew everything.
Not everyone is important in the grand scheme.
Do you know Al Kali?
The dwarf? Yes, he's an associate of Horst's. A minor player in the greater scheme of things, but dangerous nonetheless.
Tell me about the counterweight killings.
Rumor has it that the Sun Emperor's private assassin is here in Ankh-Morpork, silencing those who have found out about the conspiracy to keep the Agatean Empire out of the secret trade talks at Ecclepon, thus ensuring that the counterweight continent's stature in the world economy is weakened.
Hold on, slow down a minute. Who's the Sun Emperor?
The ruler of the Agatean Empire, of course.
The Agatean Empire? That's on the counterweight continent, is it?
Shh. Not so loud. Don't you know about the patrician's conspiracy to deny the existence of the counterweight continent to the populace? He could have us killed just for talking about it.
But everyone knows that the counterweight continent is real. We had a tourist from there a couple of years ago.
Privately, everyone knows, yes. But publicly, it's still just a legend. And the patrician makes sure it stays that way.
So what you're telling me is that an assassin from a nation that publicly doesn't exist is here killing off certain influential figures.
Exactly.
And all this has to do with a trade meeting at Ecclepon.
Apparently, there may be more to it than that.
Why Ecclepon? That's hundreds of leagues away.
Yes, but Ecclepon is the nearest port to the Agatean Empire. And agents of the Ochre Revolution from the counterweight continent are going to be at the meeting.
I see. What do you know about Sapphire?
That troll is nothing but trouble. She's in with the Breccia, you know, the troll mafia. She ran up huge gambling debts and now she works for them until she's paid them off.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Bah!
What do you know about Sapphire?
That's she.
What do you know about...
She.
What do you know?
It's all the same, right? Okay.
Tempting as it was, I decided... Not much. I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke. I'll have to go. The truth is out there.
Trust no one.